simple tea party turned into something truly special. Last Saturday, a friend and I hosted a tea party for a few women in our community. We came for the fun, and we walked away feeling seen, supported, and connected. Hi, I'm Monica Premo, founder of Encore Life Coaching and Mavens with Moxie. I help retired and retiring women rediscover who they are outside of their career and create a life they love in their Encore chapter. And in this video, I'm sharing how this tea party came to be, how it unfolded, and why it felt like a turning point, not just for me, but for everyone who was there. So the tea party idea started a few months ago when my neighbor literally stopped my car in the middle of the street and said, "Hey, I would love to plan a Mother's Day tea party and was wondering if you'd like to plan it with me." And I said, "Absolutely." She said, "Great." And as I drove away, I felt so happy. I felt connected with this new friend. I felt like we had something fun brewing in the future. And I was excited for the opportunity and the possibility of doing this event together. We didn't have the tea party in May. We ended up having it in July, which was great. The next thing that happened is she and I got together to plan the event. This was another point of connection for the two of us. It was a chance for me to get to know her a little better, for her to get to know me, to come into my home and plan the menu, plan the event. And again, that was another point of one-on-one connection that wouldn't have happened if we didn't have the tea party. And as we were planning, we realized we had no idea how many people were coming. We had put it on the community calendar, but we didn't have a way to get RSVPs. So the next thing we did was important too. We both brainstormed a list of all the people that we knew in our community and started texting and making phone calls to see who was coming. So we knew how much food to plan. And at the end of the evening, we had about 8 people confirmed on our list. So now we had a planning point. But I'll also say that the fact that we reached out individually with phone calls and texts to the neighbors and invited them and said how much we would enjoy their company made them feel connected. And that one-on-one invitation matters too. So this is really about getting outside of your comfort zone and not being so much about yourself, but putting yourself in the shoes of the person who's being invited, who might be sitting alone, wondering how they're going to connect with their neighbors, and then they get an invitation to join you. So we also asked everyone to bring their favorite teacup. And this little act was a catalyst for conversation during the tea party, a way for us to connect and rather than just talking about what's going on with the weather or the community, a way to make a personal connection with each of the people in the room. As the ladies showed up for the tea party, it was so much fun to see everybody dressed for the occasion, bringing their teacups. And this is the teacup that I brought, one that I got from my grandmother a few years before she passed away. When I was out visiting, she gave it to me. So this teacup reminded me of the tea ritual that we had after dinner at her house. And the fact that she gave it to me while she was still living was really important. We had a small gathering. So as we each shared where our teacups came from, we heard all kinds of stories of travel and connection and the tea ritual that was important to them. And again, it was a point of connection with each other in different ways. And of course, everyone was happy with the food and asked for recipes, which was another way for us to connect with each other and feel good and proud of what we had done. And reaching out, now we had email addresses and phone numbers for everyone, another point of connection. But this is where things really got deeper. After we had our initial introductions and conversation about our teacups, one of the women said, "I just really want to thank you for hosting this. I've really been looking for a way to connect with the women in our community, and I really appreciate so much that you put this on. I have not been able to attend many things because my husband has had some health issues recently that we're going through. And so I appreciate this opportunity. And another woman in the group said, I lost my husband a few years ago, and it's really important for you to be connected with other women. And she has offered her phone number and connection so that they could meet outside of the event and form a one-on-one connection together. And this happened a few more times during the tea. The conversation went further when someone said, it's important that we share not only the good things that are happening, but the struggles that we're having so that we can support each other. And that's why we're here. Many of us are away from our families, or at this stage in our life have issues with our own health, our spouse's health, our parents' health. We're busy with grandkids, whatever it is. But we are looking for the supporting community, both in times of need, but also for fun and connection. All of the women were so happy that we had gathered and connected in this way that they asked if we could do it again. We said, sure, why not? So we've decided that every other month, we're going to have a ladies' tea, and whoever can show up, shows up. We came together before the tea party as neighbors, and we walked away as friends. This simple invitation to sip and chat became a moment of deep connection, and it reminded me why women gathering now matters more than ever. What kind of gathering would you like to have or host? Would it be a coffee chat? Maybe a happy hour is more your speed? Or how about a walking group? Drop a line in the comments. I would love to hear what's calling you. If you're in your Encore season and looking for meaningful conversation, a supportive sisterhood, and a space where bold, smart women gather to grow, you're in the right place. Join us inside Mavens with Moxie, my private community, where we're building a life that we choose with purpose and joy and powerful support. Every month, we feature a woman who has pivoted and done something different in her life, and she is invited to share her story in our Maven Spotlight. If you would like to join this month's Maven Spotlight, I invite you to go to myencorecoach.com/spotlight to reserve your spot today. And if you're in my area, I have another opportunity to connect. I'm in the Canton, Georgia area, and on Saturday, July 19th, we're having a Sisterhood in Motion walk in Woodstock. Go to myencorecoach.com/events to get more information. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend. Remember, your life is a journey, and whatever happens is part of the adventure. So embrace your adventure and go out and live your best life every day.